Buying vintage or second-hand garden and homewares is a great way to create your own personal style, and flea market shopping really saves money. But it can be hard to find exactly what you want unless you have a strategy. So stay tuned to get the insider tips on how the experts shop in flea markets. I'm Alexandra from the Middle-Sized Garden blog and YouTube channel. I've been shopping in flea markets and charity shops all my life. My mother had a stall on London's famous Portobello Road, and I've also co-authored several books about flea market style. I think practically everything in my house or garden has come from either a junk shop or a vintage market. So here's my strategy, picked up over 30 years of working with people who really know. Tip 1. To get the best choice, arrive when the market opens and before the tourists get there. Tip 2. But it's also worth going just before the market closes, because stallholders don't want to pack up their stuff. They'd rather sell it to you, and although much of the good stuff will have gone, you've still got a really good chance of finding a lucky bargain. Tip 3. Have a speciality. Galvanised tin, old garden tools, vintage jugs. If you know what you're looking for, it's much easier to see good finds in what otherwise looks like a pile of junk. You'll also learn quite a lot about what to look for, and you'll soon understand what things are worth and how much you should pay. Tip 4. Or you could just decide what you're looking for that day. Be clear about what you're looking for and its practicalities. How big does it need to be? What's the most you want to spend? Is there any particular style you like? Having something of a mental image of what you're looking for makes it much easier to find bargains. Tip 5. Give yourself a budget and take cash. Most stallholders don't have credit card machines. Tip 6. Start at one end of the market and work your way down the stalls methodically. Then come back up the other side. If you dart about, you'll miss things. Tip 7. And when you're looking at a stall, be methodical then too. Start left to right, front to back, and look under tables. Tip 8. Once you've been up and down the market once, go back to the stalls you liked and look again. Obviously, if you find something you really like at a price you can afford on the first stroll up and down the market, great, buy it. But it's often on the second up and down when you spot the perfect buy. Tip 9. If you want to bargain, ask, what's the best you can do on this? And if you're buying more than one thing from a stall, always ask. Tip 10. Be realistic. If it's not absolutely what you want, don't buy it. I was interested in these containers, but they're actually too small to use as planters. They're not what I want. And most of the other containers I looked at were a bit too large. Don't forget, there'll always be another market. Tip 11. Once you've spent your budget or found your perfect item, have another quick look around. Don't buy, just think about what you like and what you don't like. Look at the prices. Tip 12. Every market trip or every trip to a charity shop or a thrift shop or an auction is a learning experience. It's better to come away empty-handed than to buy something that isn't right. Tip 13. And don't ever expect second-hand or vintage things to be a good investment. Buy things because you love them. Maybe you'll be able to sell them for more at some point in the future, but that shouldn't be what you're thinking about. Tip 14. Get your eye in by reading books, magazines, blogs and social media featuring flea market finds, vintage wares and the style you like. There's links below in the description on vintage, flea market and thrift, along with recommendations of some good social media links to follow and my books. And as well as garden tips, ideas and inspiration, I also post about vintage and thrift on the Middle-Sized Garden, so do check us out and subscribe, both the Middle-Sized Garden blog and the Middle-Sized Garden YouTube channel. So happy hunting!